Hello, friends. Hope you had a great morning practice. Welcome back. Hello, Ella, Sally, Bradley, Jens, and Scott. Welcome, and Ryan as well. So at this point, Bhante will be leading us in meditation, unless he wants to share, unless he wants to do otherwise. So I'll leave it to him.
That's a great opening. He's going to lead meditation unless he doesn't. So go ahead and settle into a full sitting position. Again, cross-legged position is recommended. And if possible, sit in the full lotus position. If not possible, start stretching out those hips and legs so that it becomes possible. If you're not sitting full lotus and you're not stretching your legs with the hopes of really being able to sit full lotus, you need to seriously ask yourself why. Ayasa was rolling her eyes. Ayasoma, are you developing stretches to get you eventually into full lotus position? Why not?
Because as Bhante Suddhāso told me once, what is important is what I do with my mind and not with my body. So I'm very dedicated to my teacher, Bhante Suddhāso.
So you're dedicated to things I said years ago, apparently, not to who I am now. Anyway, so please get in a meditation posture, taking a couple minutes to make sure you're really nicely settled in, nice, stable, upright position. Take a few breaths to settle the body and mind. And start by bringing attention to your body. Just feeling the whole body sitting here, motionless, steady. A constellation of sensations appearing and vanishing every moment. Bringing the mind to stillness and alertness, centered on the body. So with each passing moment, making the mind a bit more steady, a bit more bright, a bit more clear. When you have a clear awareness of the sensations of the body, bring attention to the feeling tone that accompanies them. So, with each sensation, there's a corresponding reaction in the mind, a reaction of liking, a reaction of disliking, or a reaction of neutrality. This is Vedana, a feeling of pleasantness with what we like, unpleasantness with what we dislike, and neutrality with what we're neutral towards. So bring attention to the feeling of pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral in each moment. Noticing that the feeling, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, is different from the underlying sensation. Noticing that the underlying sensations are not pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. But that pleasant, unpleasant, neutral is something that arises in addition to the underlying sensation. Noticing that in between is the tendency to react. So there's the sensation, then the tendency to react with liking, disliking, or neutrality. Then there's the feeling of pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Three distinct pieces to each experience. Try to be clearly aware of these three separate things: the sensation, the reaction, the result. If you get distracted or spaced out, just come back to the body until mindfulness and concentration are well established again. And you can resume contemplating fade and up, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral, and the reactive tendencies which produce pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. And as you become more aware of the reactive tendencies of mind, let them settle down, relax, and come to an end. So that the experience of pleasure and pain subsides. You can relax your posture. And if you have any questions or comments related to your meditation practice today with Satipatthana, please go ahead and type it in the live chat on YouTube, and I'll answer your questions as best I can.
Thank you, Bhante, for leading us in meditation. So we don't have any questions at the moment, because Reed has actually deleted his questions. But one from Marielle just appeared, actually. My mind started to proliferate thoughts, and my technique this time was to translate everything as literally blah, 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 and it worked. So,
I've heard of people use that method when their mind starts to fill up with thinking, then they just start thinking really loudly, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that can work. It's just drowning out your thoughts with louder thoughts. Yeah, that can work. I prefer to use the word focus, but you can use blah, blah, blah if you like. Whatever works.
Great. And Ryan says, what about the pleasant feelings that arise in good samadhi?
So pleasant feelings that arise with good samadhi. Same thing. There's a sensation. We react to it with liking, and therefore it registers as pleasant. You can identify exactly the same process unfolding. It's harmless. In fact, it's an indication that your samadhi is growing. There's nothing to worry about. The Buddha is really clear. Don't be afraid of the pleasure of samadhi. The Buddha was very clear that this is completely harmless, completely blameless. But you can identify the same process unfolding, which is important because then it also shows the artificial nature of it, which helps to prevent one from getting obsessed with it. Okay.
And Sally is asking, can I stay on the body ease and pleasant feeling after relaxing the whole body in the sitting? I'm more abstract than knowing the physical body. Bhante mentioned this morning, better come back to Kayanupassana. I never can pronounce it.
Kayanupassana.
Yeah.
When you learn Pali, this will get easier.
I know, it's just my tongue gets in the middle. So, want to make sure stay on feeling like this, okay, or not?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Staying on the feeling of ease in the body, yeah, that's fine. That's a way of developing samadhi in particular. It's also a way of keeping us interested in being aware of the body. So that's also very helpful. It's not quite Vedanānupassana. So in order for it to be Vedanānupassana, you need to be aware of the feeling that's arising, whether it's pleasant or neutral. In this case, it doesn't sound like it's unpleasant. It sounds like it's either pleasant or neutral. Be aware of that pleasantness or neutralness that's arising, and recognize the reactive tendency of mind, that tendency towards liking that's producing that pleasant feeling. Then it becomes Vedanānupassana. But if you'd rather just stay with the pleasant feeling of being mindful of the body, that's fine. That's building up mindfulness and samadhi, which on any other day, I would be telling you just to keep doing mindfulness and samadhi, because realistically, that's what most people need to develop. Basically, up until you're inches away from full enlightenment, you need to keep building up your mindfulness and samadhi. Because without strong mindfulness and strong samadhi, you're not going to get deep insight. And in fact, the stronger your mindfulness and samadhi are before doing a practice like Vedanānupassana, then the better the Vedanānupassana will be when you finally do it. Okay?
And Bradley says, I found that painful feelings occupied most of my attention today. I could notice neutral feelings, but not really the pleasant ones. Should I be trying to find all kinds of feelings or just focus on what's immediately there?
Whatever's there. Yeah, don't try to fixate on anything in particular, just whatever's present before the mind. Use that as the working object.
And Reed is saying, I'm having no luck distinguishing feelings from the sensations that cause them. I can notice tingling that is pleasant, but can't note a universal characteristic that's separate from the tingling. As feelings a characteristic, are feelings a characteristic that's joined with the sensation, or are they a separate reaction, like a movement of the mind that I should be alert for?
So, one of the reasons why it's good to start with mindfulness of the body here is because the body is clearly physical, whereas Vedana is mental. So, you have a body sensation. Let's say, for example, a throbbing in your tailbone. That's a body sensation. Then there is a reaction of disliking, and so that's a mental activity. Then there is a mental object of unpleasantness, a mental experience of unpleasantness. So these can be pieced apart. There's the physical sensation, throbbing in tailbone. Then on the coarser level of practice, we're just distinguishing two things, the physical sensation and the mental feeling of unpleasantness, the mental feeling of displeasure. Two separate things. If we want a more refined awareness, then we're also aware of the in-between stage, the reaction to the sensation, the tendency to dislike the sensation. So pay closer attention. The pain is not identical with the sensation. The displeasure, the feeling of unpleasantness, is not the same as the sensation. The sensation is just a sensation. The unpleasantness is a mental experience which is not identical with the sensation. Really try to work on that distinction. You need to pay close attention to catch this. Okay?
And Sally says, so Vedana is actually keeping on second one mental feeling?
I don't quite catch your meaning. But yeah, Vedana is a mental experience. It's not physical at all. It can be a response to a physical sensation, but Vedana is mental, completely mental.
All right, and that is the last question for now, unless another one appears.
Well, if that's it for now, then please continue doing your meditation practice for the rest of the afternoon. So walking meditation, sitting meditation. I recommend continuing with mindfulness of the body as your starting point. And as the mind becomes sharper and steadier and clearer, then to work on developing Vedananupasana, mindfulness of feeling. Really work on being clearly aware of the feeling of pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral arising in the mind moment by moment as a reaction to the sensations of the body. Really work on developing that distinction, that distinct awareness between sensation and reaction. Okay. So is that it for this morning, or is there this afternoon, or is there something else?
Actually, Sally is giving a little bit more information on what she meant. So she's saying 1, sensation, 2, mental reaction, 3, pleasant. Bhante meditation guidance come back to first one, sensation. Then it will become kaya nupassana. Oh, I need to say it.
Correct, yes. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, well, please continue your practice, and we'll see you at 7:30.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.